I wanted profession without any offensive capabilities. I'd rather the team would challenge the Abyss level beginner dungeon under my leadership. Stage. So assuming we're both level 1 beginners, they couldn't be of much help. Chose to stay and wait. Yuki was too exhausted from the battles along the way, holding me back. He also chose to stay and wait. Then Bai Ling and I headed deep into the forest. When we entered the valley, we saw a huge magic circle with a woman in a flame robe kneeling on the ground, deep sleep. Let's begin, I whispered. Bai Ling nodded, drew the long sword at her waist into the magic circle. At that moment, the flames around the magic circle suddenly surged. As the magic circle activated, Binoshi also woke up, and several magic circles appeared on the ground, which were warnings of incoming meteors. Attacks of this level were almost nothing to me. Was handling the boss, just to focus on casting spells. This battle was basically without any suspense. Meanwhile, Shanchinoi High School, senior high school, urgently called back to attend a meeting. We're all discussing my drought. Suyao calmly sat in her seat. Thinking that Ling and I would die in the secret realm, she felt extremely relieved. At this time, the professional square. A sudden announcement appeared before everyone's eyes. Level Flame Forest. Burned my soul. As the final punishment spell fell, Flaming Binoshu finally fell, suddenly lost her bounce, and collapsed it. We cleared it so quickly, and others were still waiting outside. Saw the prompt that they had cleared it, and were somewhat shocked, as it had only been a few minutes since we entered the forest. I walked towards Bai Ling, and smiling up from the ground. Good thing you were here. Otherwise, we couldn't have cleared it. Instead of lingering fear, Bai Ling up towards the Lufin this time. In addition to some fresh materials, equipment 1 blue and purple. I first checked the purple quality equipment. It turned out to be the longbow. I said, so I get a purple item. Turned out to be something I couldn't use. After I packed up all the items, Yuki and the other two also walked in. Alright, I'll directly settle it. Senior, I directly chose to settle. Then a screen appeared before everyone, based on each person's performance, and the distributed experience. With it, I received the highest SS rating, directly raising me from level 10 to level. Bang also received an SS rating from levels. The other 3 all received a C rating. Yuki was raised to level 10, while the other 2 were raised to leveler after being the C. Yuki and the other 2 went straight to the professional center to show their gratitude to me. It seemed we made quite a stir. I looked the messages on my phone, but smiled slightly, while Bai Ling also frowned slightly. This is too much. They really don't know the truth, yet they said we were doomed. And the meeting using this as a negative example. Somewhat indignant. Go back and rest. Don't pay attention to these things. I looked at Ling, said calmly. Bai Ling asked, looking at me. Slightly. Said I'm going back to drop out, to stay for in this lousy school. Bai Ling's eyes widened. Are you taking the college entrance exam and prove myself? I roughly rubbed Bai Ling's head. Bai Ling thought I was right. At my level. Which university I go to is up to me. I'm leaving first to Bai Ling, and walked away from the professional plaza, while Bai Ling stood still, looking down at the messages on her phone, but clenched her fists tight. Then she also turned and walked towards the professional center. Meanwhile, at the first high school, Dafu pointed at a group of students, and the teacher scolded them. They didn't dare to breathe, and took the scoldings. They didn't even dare to glance at their phones for nearly 10 minutes, and then he got thirsty. So he picked up his water cup and took a sip. At this moment, his gaze caught a figure outside the window. Then his eyes suddenly widened in fear, and he spat out all the water in his mouth. Pointing outside the window, he said in horror. For a moment, everyone instinctively looked towards the window. When they saw it, instantly fell into chaos. Everyone calmed down. A teacher immediately spoke to restore order. What's there to fear? If a ghost really comes in such a bit, can't we fight? Professional some holy light skills? After hearing this, the chaos in the auditorium subsided. After they calmed down, I walked in the auditorium. Who inexplicably appeared in the auditorium. His mind was a bit overwhelmed. The other students in the auditorium saw me appear. They couldn't help but look at each other, so I'm not dead. They were personally attacked by Chudafu for nothing. In the auditorium was visible to the naked eye. Rising rapidly, I exited the secret realm. A teacher asked somewhat strangely. The explanation is that I was lucky. Suya, hiding behind the crowd, looked at me with resentment. I really expect be so lucky to return to school alive like this, while Chudafu stared at me with gritted teeth. I ruined the performance and evaluation this year. I'm back to drop out. Looking at Chudafu, the whole place fell silent. Couldn't wait to drop out voluntarily, as he immediately said, don't talk nonsense. I came to school just to take my things. Passing coincidences. I don't need anyone's permission to drop out. I remember my previous life. Dafu opened and secretly forced me to drop out. Finished. I left without looking back. At this moment, someone suddenly stood up in the auditorium. You said Hook, and the other returned safely, was the principal of the experimental high school, 3-student experimental high school, in the Abyss level secret realm. Came to food for the nation. You mean Shenmue? He, the prince of the experimental high school, suddenly exclaimed, but he immediately shut his mouth. Then immediately hung on the phone. Auditorium. Let's talk about transferring schools. In the auditorium watched the scene. They were all stunned. Look at the news. This happened. At this very, someone shouted. Immediately, many people took out their phones to check. Then throughout the auditorium, there was a collective gasp of astonishment. Shenmue actually cleared the Abyss level dungeon, and he even received an SS rating. Chudafu on the podium was completely stunned. At this, immediately his expression changed. From the investigation part is here again. He's already towards the area. Soon, a group of uniformed staff appeared outside the auditorium. Director Kyun, are you here to arrest Shenmue? I'll take you to his house to find him now. She's the first to jump up, she said to Director Kyun. Shenmue is mattered. The source of funds in his account is very clean. There's no issue at all. Director Kin said in a calm tone, so y'all couldn't help but be stunned.
It was transaction.
Huge sum of $1 million from an unknown source. Hearing this, Director Kin just sneered. Dare I say, this time I'm here to take you back, to investigate the issue of personal information leaked to the bank. Calling this struck as if by lightning.
She is we still. Why are you arrested?
Have done anything wrong. You're abusing your authority. But she was taken away by the staff. Sisu being taken away. Many teachers in the auditorium couldn't help shake their heads. I had already left the school. Clearing 2 dungeons in one day was quite a burden for me. So I found a small hotel to rest and then returned to my rented apartment, because I knew very well that many people were looking for me now. I didn't want these people to disturb my life. The next day I got up early in the morning. I organized the supplies I had. I was thinking about how to strengthen myself. After consideration, I decided to upgrade the dual casting talent. In terms of my casting speed alone, I could maximize the effect of this talent, so I directly used E by Healing to enhance dual casting. After enhancing the talent, I planned to the professional center to deal with yesterday's loot, and also to see if there's any suitable equipment. The most important thing was to drop out of school. I was recognized by the lobby manager. I was led to the VIP room. Your warmth ring has been successfully sold, as per your instructions. You pay your $1 million loan at this center. Lobby manager Waking said to me with a smile, the blazing longbow you consigned has no bids yet. Just then the center bite out. I can decide. He gave him $1 million. The manager spoke again, to refuse. I directly chose to sell it. $1 million was direct credited to my account. Adding the materials dropped in the dungeon yesterday, I now have a total of our $1 million. Application to drop out of school. Already taken care of it. Manager Way said again. Thank you, manager.
I lended you.
Said gratefully. You're welcome, it's what I should do. Replied with a smile. Exchanges. I saw the time was about right.
So I stood up.
Thank you for today. So I won't disturb you anymore. God. It's time to get some equipment to arm myself. Then I need to quickly raise my level. To at least level back. Because according to what I know, within this month, she experienced an outbreak of a level surdimensional rift riot. Previous life Suya gained her opportunity. During this, firmly established her position in Shanching City. I must seize this opportunity for myself. Wei Qing was organizing her work. At this moment, hurriedly approached her. Sunshine Wei Qing looked up and asked, what's the matter? Mr. Chen's raw application had been rejected. The staff member said somewhat gloomily. Wei Qing was stunned but quickly understood. High school didn't want to let him go. She pulled some strings to have my application rejected without grounds. Then he directly called Zhang Ruiki. That making this call mean trouble for some? The professional center. Directly to the square. The purpose of coming here was to buy some blue equipment. After found what I wanted at a stall. Saw the item I wanted. Wave staff. Closing after set. A tall, thin, middle-aged man was hawking. Wave staff. Raised an eyebrow. This staff is somewhat famous among beginner equipment, but it has a very niche feature. Spell power by 7 points a second. For many beginners, seconds might not be enough to cast a skill, but for a skilled player like me, it's simply the best of the best. I can use Soul Essence to upgrade the staff to purple quality. It gets me a little excited. I walked over and asked the boss, how much for this staff? Fixed price, the boss said confidently. Don't get excited. The staff feature is very strong. Directly add 7 points of spell power. I couldn't help but smile. She said, fixed price, he bet we're sure. I'll transfer the money directly. When the boss heard me off, but pause and re-examine me is too little. I see you really want it. Can you offer me more? After a bit of thought, I said, I can offer up to down by. Now I might as well keep it for myself. Boss still shook his head. Then forget it. Hearing this, I turned to leave. Although I have more than down by on hand, that doesn't mean I have to be a sucker. As leave.
Immediately called me back.
It is. Hearing this, I immediately turned around to get the money. But at this moment, someone stopped me. Don't be fooled by him. Begins can't utilize the staff features. It seems, but it's actually quite. A girl in a red robe said to me and glared fiercely at the boss. A bit guilty, but still stubbornly shouted, my dear lady. I'm not deceiving anyone. A level blue staff for down by. Is that you? My gaze shifted between the two. The boss had intended to scam someone. We'll stop by this girl. This time I want to buy this staff. The girl probably thought the shopkeeper was scamming again. That's why she spoke up to stop it. Wasn't convinced. With righteous indignation. What if the price is reasonable? Can't I remind him? Was speechless. He looked at me eagerly. I immediately withdrew my hand about to pay. A troubled expression. Boss, you saw it too. He said this staff useless. Forget. Take the staff quickly. Seki through gritted teeth. I didn't speak. Just let the shop. It's completely speechless. He by censure. And I'll lose money. Alright, I agreed happily. The girl looked at me in surprise. Didn't expect that even after her warning, this guy still didn't give up on the staff. Finally sighed. Then turned and left. I watched the girl leave. Just smiled slightly. Then happily paid the money. Took the staff handed by the shopkeeper. Then got a healer's robe. And stopped. Other items weren't worth getting. And started refining the equipment. Sent spirit refining stones. Proved the quality of the staff. Great item. I was very satisfied with the upgraded attributes. After organizing the equipment. To enter the secret room to test its power. And just at that moment, my phone rang. I saw it was a message from Hook. Boss, Principal Liu wants to meet you. I applied success. Principal Liu said anytime, anywhere. He is now at the professional plaza. Hook replied to my message very quickly.